It's great to see you all here today. But first, we want to say a big thank you to our partner, Pathia, for inviting us. And thanks to everyone joining this webinar. We really appreciate your time. And I'm Valerie, Solution Engineer from Solinteg. And today I will share our latest CNI hybrid solution, the second generation M2HT 25 to 50 kilowatt series, a solution designed to match the real requirements of the South African market. And here is what we'll go through today. Have a quick Solinteg introduction, the main highlights of this hybrid inverter, our system solutions with some battery, and some real case stories. So stay with us till the end, and I'm sure you'll find something new and exciting that can really make your project stand out. And now let's get started. So in Solinteg, we believe in integrate solar intelligently, and we always take innovation as our core driving force. And we focus on the hybrid inverter technologies that connect the solar, the storage, and the energy management, turning sunlight into a clean and intelligent energy. And we are also open and collaborative, working with partners across different technologies and different industries to build a reliable energy ecosystem. And with the investment from TCL, we have gained even stronger support in the R&D and the global expansion. And today we have over 300 employees worldwide, and nearly 40% of them are the R&D professionals, driving our continuous innovation in the smart energy solutions. So here we can see Solinteg's global network. Our headquarters is in Wuxi, China, and we have built the service and the support centers around the world, from Europe to Australia, South Asia, and South Africa. And we have a warehouse in Netherlands, ensuring the faster delivery and the low cost of availability. And with this global presence, we aim to stay close to every customer and offering the reliable products and the responsive support wherever you are. And based on our vision, we have built an intelligent energy ecosystem. Our Intec M series is a hybrid inverter. Our Intec O is for the on-grid systems. The Intec R includes our EMS devices, and the Intec E covers the energy extensions, such as the home and CNI batteries and the EV chargers, and there are more waiting in the future. So with all these product lines working together, we have built the Intec One Home and the Intec One Business, the two all-in-one solutions that are designed to empower different customer needs, making energy smarter, simpler, and more beneficial for our users. So now let's take a look at the overall highlights of our CNI hybrid solution. Well, first, in terms of the system's flexibility, this inverter offers multiple models ranging from 25 to 50 kilowatts, and through the parallel connection, the system can be scaled up over 500 kilowatts. And when paired with Samuda's CIESS battery series, the total capacity could reach up to 3.4 megawatt hours, which perfectly fits various applications, from large residential systems like villas to small commercial sites such as farms, retail stores, or even the light industrial workshops. And secondly, the system supports multiple scenarios, including the AC retrofit, the backup for load shedding, the on and off-grid switching, and the DG hybrid setups, making it an ideal choice for South Africa's diverse energy needs. And next, for the installation and operation, we have made it truly installer-friendly. Wiring is simplified and configuration can be completed easily by a one-stop Bluetooth direct connection. And our Intec Hub platform can also help to monitor, analyze, and maintain the system remotely, greatly reducing the O&M workload for the installers and the service teams. And we have a comprehensive protection that ensures the safety during the whole installation and operation process. Finally, with the smart management, the system uses the AI-based PV generation prediction, intelligent scheduling, and the smart load control, helping our users to achieve higher efficiency and better energy savings every day. And now let's take a look at the M2HT to ensure the strong PV performance. So first, it supports up to 200% PV oversizing, which means that you can connect more panels to capture every bit of the solar energy, especially useful during the low irradiance hours or for the backup charging. And second, each MPPT has two PV inputs, and each input allows 20 amperes current at maximum, and that will give you 14 amperes per MPPT. And this makes the inverter fully compatible with today's high-power PV panels and more flexible for complex rooftop layouts. And we also provide 4 independent MPPTs, which can help to minimize the mismatch loss and adapt to multi-direction or partially shaded installations, which is very common in the CNI projects. And to further boost the generation under the shade, the system also supports the shadow scan function and also the toggle optimizer capability, ensuring your array will always perform at its peak, even in the challenging site conditions. And now let's take a look at the battery's performance. So this inverter is equipped with a dedicated battery input, and it supports up to 115 ampere charge and discharge current, which means a faster charging during the off-peak hours and a stronger power output for the energy-intensive applications. And when it comes to the battery options, we collaborate closely with Samuda, offering flexible capacity combinations. For example, if we have connect with the Samuda OSA60, and in this case, this battery supports up to 6 units in parallel, and in this case, the total capacity range could be from 60 kilowatt hours to 360 kilowatt hours. And if we have connected with the Samuda CISS series, the 107 RP, and in this case, this battery supports up to 16 units in parallel, and the total capacity range is from 107 kilowatt hours to 1.7 megawatt hours. And if we have connected with the Samuda CISS 215 RP, and this battery supports also the 16 units in parallel, and in this case, the total capacity range is from 215 kilowatt hours to 3.4 megawatt hours. So no matter the scale of your project, you will always have a reliable and scalable storage solution with us. And now let's move to the AC side, and this is where our M2HT can show its true strengths. So first, it can support over 10 units on grid parallel, allowing your system to scale easily as the power demand grows, from the small business to larger commercial facilities. And second, it allows 110% continuous AC overloading, so you can harvest more green energy and keep the output stable even at the peak generation hours. And we also offer 100% unbalanced output, which means the inverter they can handle the uneven loads on each phase. Whether it is used as a single unit or in a parallel system, it can maximize the energy yield for every situation. And finally, it supports a 200% the grid-side apparent power input, so it can import more power from the grid when you need it. For example, support the loads in your house and also charge the battery at the same time. And now let's take a look at what really matters for this market, the backup performance. So our M2HT supports up to 10 units in the off-grid parallel and providing a strong and stable power supply even when the grid is unstable or completely down. And that means you can easily build the systems from the small businesses to large backup plants, all with reliable off-grid power. And it supports multiple critical backup loads from the half-wire loads to the large inductive loads, ensuring the consistent performance and stability whenever reliability is needed the most. And during the outages, it can also deliver 150% of the peak backup power for 10 seconds, giving that extra surge capacity to handle large loads or heavy equipment smoothly. And with a less than 10 millisecond UPS level switching time, it ensures nearly instant power transfer. So your essential devices can stay online without a single flicker, keeping the operation safe and uninterrupted even during the load sheddings. And now let's take a closer look at how this inverter supports our system in the real applications. As we have mentioned earlier, our inverter can be connected with a diesel generator, providing the extra power and stability whenever the grid is unstable or unavailable. So for the single inverter system, there are three ways to connect with a diesel generator. The first method is through the GEN port at the bottom of the inverter. So here, the inverter can directly control the generator via its dual port for the start and stop signals. And if the generator itself doesn't support the dual control, you can also see if we can get the DG controller from the market to achieve the same effect. And this setup can work both on-grid and off-grid, and it can also support the battery charging for the backup power. The second method is to connect through the ATS, the automatic transfer switch. And in this case, the grid will act as a main power source, and the diesel generator will work as an auxiliary source. So when the grid goes down, the ATS will automatically switch the supply to the generator and ensuring the continuous power for your loads. And the third method is to connecting the generator through the on-grid port, where the generator simply acts as the simulated grid to power the system. And in addition, we also offer the smart control options for the diesel generator solution. You can choose to start the DG manually via our app, or we can choose to start the DG automatically based on the grid status, or even automatically based on the battery state of charge. So with these options, the system can stay flexible and fully prepared, so your energy will never stop no matter what happens to the grid. And besides these powerful functions, our inverter also comes with many future-proof designs built to adapt quickly to the new market needs and the regulatory requirements. But first, we have the grid stability support, including the advanced features like the RCR, DRED, and FFR. So these are mainly required in the European and Australia, as more and more solar and storage systems are connecting to the grid. It becomes increasingly challenging for the utilities to maintain the voltage and frequency stability. So especially during the peak times or some sudden load changes. And to manage this, the grid operator introduced the remote control mechanisms, and that is where the RCR and the DRED comes in. They can allow the grid operator to remotely limit or control the inverter's power output or input when the grid is under stress, for example, by reducing the export power, pausing the generation, or adjusting the demand. And now, even though the South Africa doesn't currently have such requirements, but as a penetration of the distributed energy grows, similar standards might be introduced in the future. And that is why it is important to be prepared. And the good news is that thanks for our strong R&D base, and our system now already supports these functions, meaning that we are future ready for the smart grid integration and compliance. And we also offer the intelligent energy management compatible with different EMS devices and smart loads, allowing our customers to manage their energy intelligently and flexibly. And the inverter is also parallel ready, supporting both on-grid and off-grid parallel applications. So whether it is a residential backup or commercial C&I project, the same platform can be scaled and adapted easily. And finally, for the system security, we include an emergency stop function, and one simple touch can stop the entire system's AC output instantly, ensuring the higher safety for both users and our installers. And speaking of the integrations, our inverter also provides multi-communication ports that open up more possibilities for the smart home management. So through these built-in interfaces, our users, they can easily connect the devices such as the EV chargers, the heat pumps, the boilers, the fans, and other smart household loads. And all of this can be managed through the Solinteg cloud platform, which can intelligently schedule and optimizes the power usage to reduce the electricity costs and make daily energy use more efficient. And in real applications, we have already seen the great results. For example, some of our customers, they have installed this system in their guest houses in some tourist area, and they told us that their guests really enjoy it because this system can automatically adjust the loads based on the usage patterns, providing a smooth, comfortable, and energy-saving experience. It's something that you can truly feel every day. And now let's take a look at what this inverter can do when it works as a complete system with some batteries. As we have mentioned earlier, the system can draw energy from the PV, the grid, and the diesel generator, and then distribute it smartly to support the different types of loads, including the backup loads, the smart home devices, the on-grid loads, and the EV chargers. And at the same time, any excess energy can be stored in the battery and use it whenever it is needed, ensuring your system always runs efficiently and reliably, no matter the conditions. And beyond that, the system also offers amazing flexibility for different energy scenarios. For example, if a customer already have an on-grid PV system and wants to add the storage without changing the existing setup, so our inverter is fully compatible, perfect for the AC retrofits projects. So for the inverter inside this system, we can accept other brands' PV inverters, and we can also connect with our Solinteg on-grid inverter for better system management. And besides that, now we are designing a grid-forming inverter that can allow this AC retrofit system to run even when the grid is unavailable. And if the user they doesn't have the PV yet, but they plan to install it later, no problem. This system is PV ready. And if they don't plan to add batteries right now, but they want to keep the options open, the inverter is also battery ready. And even there is no grid available yet, and the same system can still work perfectly off-grid and to be connected later when the grid arrives. In other words, our system can cover all 4 types of the applications, helping our customers to save the cost, avoid the replacement, and enjoy a future-proof all-in-one solution. And our system also supports up to 10 units for both on-grid and off-grid parallel, which make it ideal for some large commercial projects or sites with high energy demands. For the off-grid parallel systems, we can also connect a diesel generator inside, either through the ATS or directly via the on-grid port, providing the additional power security whenever the grid is unstable. And to ensure the reliable and smooth switching between the on-grid and off-grid operation, we will need an EDA backup box, which is essential for the off-grid parallel setups. And Solinteg provides multiple sizes of the EDA boxes to fit the different system capacities, so the solution can remain flexible, scalable, and safe. And at the same time, we can see from the chart that we have connected all the backup ports together through the ADA, and now we can connect the larger power backup ports, which could be very helpful in this market. And for the on-grid parallel solution, we can also connect the diesel generators with the ATS, and in this time, all the on-grid ports of the inverters have been connected together with the grid to support the loads. So in short, this parallel design will give our users a system that is powerful, expandable, and always ready, no matter how big the energy challenge is. And now let's take a look at another strong capability of our system, the 100% unbalanced output function. So this feature will allow each phase to deliver power independently. So even if your loads on each phase are different, the inverter can still supply the exact amount of the power needed without wasting any energy. And that means a higher energy utilization and better system efficiency. And it is especially useful in the markets where each phase is built separately because it can help our users to save on the energy costs and to avoid unnecessary export losses. And even in the parallel system, this feature can still work perfectly. The inverter can balance its output across the phases and ensuring your system remains stable, flexible, and efficient no matter how the loads are distributed. And here we can see the battery options that work perfectly with our M2HT hybrid inverter. We have partnered with Zonda, one of the top battery manufacturers, to offer a full range of flexible capacity solutions from the OSS 60 to the CISS 107RP and the CISS 215 RP. So depending on the project size, these batteries can be connected in parallel, up to 6 units for the OSS 60 and 16 units for the CISS series, covering total capacity from 60 kilowatt hours to over 3.4 megawatt hours. Covering total, so it is ideal for both small business and large-scale commercial projects. And each model can also support a 1C charge and discharge, which means that the system can deliver strong, responsive power output for heavy loads or fast charging needs, ensuring a stable and efficient performance at all times. And on the right, we can see our inverter certifications, which means that our system is fully compliant, reliable, and ready for this market. And now, beyond the powerful hardware, our system also stands out in the software performance, especially when it comes to the intelligent energy management. Well, first, with the dynamic export control, this system automatically adjusts the export power according to the grid requirements and avoiding the penalties and making full use of every kilowatt generated. And next, the daily energy schedule TOU. So it can allow our users to set up to 24 time periods per day and optimizing the energy use during the off-peak and the peak hours to reduce the costs. And finally is our newest feature, the AI-based PV generation forecasting predicts the solar generation up to 14 days in advance and helping our users to plan smarter and earn more with data-driven insights. And when it comes to the system management and the after-sale and service, we have designed everything to be as simple and user-friendly as possible. Well, first, we support the remote upgrade so that we can choose to only upgrade one device, or we can upgrade a batch of devices at the same time. And also, we can choose to upgrade them right now, or we can schedule a time to do it later. And all the settings, all the upgrade schedules, and all the loads can be checked on our Intech Hub. And our Bluetooth Direct Connect feature can also make the configuration much faster and more stable. Unlike other online connections that can be affected by the signal issues, Bluetooth will offer a more direct, secure, and interference-free setup, so the installers can complete the configuration in minutes, anywhere without worrying about the network conditions. And from the OEM side, we have built in the smart fault diagnosis features. So the installers, they can filter and monitor the plants they cared about and locate the fault source quickly, and even customize the alert notifications to match their workflow. So what's more, for some common issues, the system can automatically provide some reference solutions to guide the technicians step by step. So in practice, these improvements have proven extremely effective. One of our partners have reported that around 90% of their service issues can now be resolved directly through our platform. So finally, let's talk about why this inverter is truly innovative. Our M2HT delivers the performance of 4 systems in one. It combines an on-grid inverter, an off-grid switch, a PCS, and a backup box, all inside one compact unit. And the integrated ESS technology is not only saves the installation space, but and can also simplify the system wiring and management. And at the same time, it offers uncompromised performance. You can still get all the advanced functions of a full ESS system just with a much easier setup and unified control experience. And of course, it is a more economical investment. So one system means that the lower upfront costs and fewer long-term maintenance expenses, which can make it a perfect choice for installers and business owners alike. So with everything we have just talked about, from the strong performance and the intelligent management to simplified installation and cost efficiency, they're not just ideas on paper. And we have already seen how these advantages translate into the real results in the field. Across many regions, from the farms or the schools to the shopping centers or some business parks, our hybrid system have been helping our users to achieve energy independence, cut the electricity bills, and maintain the stable power even during outages. And let's take a look at a few case stories to see how Solinteg solutions are empowering businesses and communities around the world. So first, let's take a look at the left one. So this is a CNI project we have just finished this year in South Africa with a 40 kilowatt inverter from Solinteg and 120 kilowatt hour battery from Samuda. And the picture on the right will show another CNI project we have finished this year in Germany. So we are using our 50 kilowatt inverter to connect with Samuda's 60 kilowatt hour battery to support a power from a company. And this is also the CNI projects we have made this year in Sweden, also connecting with Samuda's battery. And we can see that thanks to our IP66 design, we can install it outside the house, and we can see from the picture that all the wires are carefully protected by the cover. And on the right is a project we have for an on-ground solar system, so that our customer, they can store the power from the sun and keep it in the battery for later to use. And they can still use the power to support the system or join the benefits of the dynamic price. And these are the projects we have made in Czech Republic. We are using our system to support the farm, the schools, and the warehouse. And also, we can use our system to the parking lot. As we can see from the right picture, we can store the energy from the sun or from some cheaper hours in our system and use it to charge the cars. And here are some residential scenario projects we have made in Sweden. We offer our customer with good quality products. What we have seen today is how Solinteg brings together the strong hardware, the smart software, and the deep market insights. And from the fast charging 300 ampere performance to the flexible hybrid design and the AI-driven management, every detail is built to make your energy system more efficient, more reliable, and more profitable. And thanks you all for listening. That is our whole part for the presentation.